First, page 91 is where we're starting. Page 91 in grammar. Okay, here it is. We're talking about coordinating conjunctions. The cool thing about it is you already know what those are. You already know the fanboys words, right? There's a little note in the margin here. And we already learned two different comma rules about coordinating conjunctions. Remember, it's for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. You guys have those memorized, I know already. And that's the fanboys. Those are coordinating conjunctions. Now, we already know these two patterns. I like that they put these notes in the margin for you. So when you're listing three, either three adjectives or three verbs or three nouns, you're going to put A, comma, B, comma, and C. So if it's three things, you're going to use two different commas there. Like this example, jump over here. Robin was kind, funny, and brave. So he is three adjectives, basically. So you're going to do kind, comma, funny, comma, and brave. The other rule you already know is when you have two, A and B, you don't need a comma. Like this one, Robin was kind and funny. If you're just listing two things, no comma. And is that coordinating conjunction? That's the A in fanboys. So these are the two new ones you're learning today. Look in the margin first. MC is main clause. CC, that's the fanboys word. And then second verb. So sometimes that CC is connecting a main clause to a second verb. And that's the example here. It says, the stranger waited and whistled a tune. So it's like A and B right here. The stranger waited and whistled a tune. So it's just waited and whistled. Those are the two things he did. So no comma for that. And there's no subject after the CC. That's why it's connecting just the verb. But this one, MC, comma, CC, MC, that means it's connecting two main clauses. And that means every main clause has a subject-verb pair. So that means there's a subject after the CC, like this one. The stranger waited and Robin whistled a tune. So whenever you see this another subject after the CC and another verb, that's another main clause. So we have a comma here. So the stranger waited, comma, and Robin whistled a tune. So the difference between these two is one has Robin, that's the subject after the CC. And this one does not have Robin up here. It just says waited and whistled. Okay, that's the difference. That's the comma rule. If it's two main clauses, you need a comma. And this is telling you the same thing I just said. No comma, see, I was crossed out if the pattern is MCCC second verb. Yes, comma, if the pattern is MCCC MC. We're using all the letters, the abbreviations, because you guys know now what that all means. It's faster that way. So basically what they're going to do, as you already know, is they're going to make a ton of mistakes just for you so you can fix their mistakes. And here's how it's going to look. This one is one big main clause. Robin agreed to spar and made a staff. So here it's the subject and the verb in the main clause and the CC, and it's connecting another verb. So that goes back to one of the original patterns here, A and B. There's no comma here. So it's listing spar and made. I'm sorry, not spar. Agreed and made. That's what the CC is connecting. Remember how we have, I got to just say this really quick, to spar. To spar is like an infinitive whenever you have to in front of it. So even though spar could be a verb, it is not functioning as a verb here. To spar, it's an infinitive is what they call it. So no comma here. So look at the next one. Robin agreed to spar and he made a staff. So this one has two main clauses, as you see. Subject verb pair here, comma, and CC, and then another main clause. He made a staff. So that follows this pattern up here, MC, comma, CC, MC. You're going to label all that stuff. and put a comma in there. All right, there's practice on 92. So go to 92. Here's how we're going to do this. You guys are going to take turns reading the sentences, and then you're going to tell me which pattern it follows. The sentence. Is it MC, CC, second verb, or MC, CC, MC? Okay, you're going to decide what pattern it is. So we'll start with Esther. Go ahead and just read that first sentence first.
Sorry, mine didn't want to unmute. Roman accepted the challenge and collected his arrows.
Okay, good. Do you think it follows this one, MC, CC, second verb, or MC, CC, MC?
Um,
And then what you're going to look for is after the CC, does it have another subject? Here's a CC and then it just says collected his arrows.
let me see. I think it's MCCCMC.
It's actually the first one
Really? That
because
doesn't make
you might
sense.
be thinking his is a subject, but it's not. That's an adjective telling whose arrows.
Oh,
So because it says Robin accepted the challenge and collected, it's just connecting the
okay.
main clause to another verb, collected. You'll see the pattern in a minute. So we don't need a comma there. But here it is a little bit different. So how about Dakota read the next one?
Robin accepted the challenge and he collected his arrows.
Okay, good. This one is almost the same, but it has he, which is a subject. He collected.
Um,
Which pattern do you think it is?
the second one?
Yes, MC, CC, MC, because of the word he, because it has another subject. Remember, main clauses are words, a group of words that have a subject and a verb pair in it. That's why we're looking for that second subject. If it has a second subject and a verb, that's going to be a main clause. If it doesn't have a second subject after the CC, then it's not a main clause. It's just a verb. So this one, Dakota, does require a comma. So where should we put the comma? MC, comma, CC, MC.
Um, After challenge.
Yes, good. Right before the CC, which is and. That's good. All right. Eliana, are you still there? Let's zoom in a little bit here. She might have.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Go ahead and read the next one right here.
The waterfall spilled over the cliff and it created a whirlpool.
Okay. Is it MC, CC and a second verb, or is it MC, CC, MC? Does it have another subject after the CC?
Hmm. I think it's MCCC second and verb.
No, because look at the CC is and, okay? So we've got the waterfall spilled. The waterfall is the subject verb spilled here. And is the
Uh,
CC, but then we have it created. It is the
oh, so it's the
subject.
second one.
Yeah, so since it has another subject and verb, it's this one. So where does the comma go then, Eliana? It goes right before the CC in this pattern. Where do you think the comma
Oh,
goes?
uh, it goes to cliff.
Yes, right after Cliff. So right before the CC and. That's right. Good job. Okay, next one. Let's try Emma on this one. Go ahead and read it first.
The waterfall spilled over the cliff and it created a whirlpool.
Oh, well, it doesn't have it. It's just and created. Did you see
Sorry, I read
that?
the
Yeah.
wrong one.
Yeah, the next one here.
The waterfall spilled over the cliff and created a whirlpool.
There you go. So which pattern is that one?
Um, I think it's MCCC second verb.
Good. Yes, you're right. Because remember, the CC is and. We've got waterfall spilled. That's a subject verb here. So that's a main clause. But then we just have created. There's no subject on the other side. So you're right. And we don't need a comma on that one. Um, Esther, you're breathing in your mic. There you go.
Thanks, sorry.
That's okay. Next one, Liana, read this one.
Um, Little John released the arrow but surprisingly missed the target.
Which one do you think it is?
Um,
So we got Little John released. That's subject verb. So we got main clause here, the CC but. And so you're looking at surprisingly missed the target. Is there a subject right after the word but? I don't see one.
so would it be MC, comma, CCMC?
No, it's actually this one, second verb, because there's no subject. Remember, MC is main clause. It has to have a subject. So if there's no subject, then it's not going to be a main clause. So we don't need a comma in that one. Okay, so back to Esther on this one. Go ahead and read the sentence first. Unless she stepped away, maybe. How about Dakota? We'll come back to Esther. How about Dakota read this one?
Little John released the arrow, but he missed the target.
Okay.
Um, the MCCC second verb.
It's actually going to be this one. I know this is kind of tricky, but notice, okay, let's do something with this sentence. Little John, let's put S above that. That's Little John is the subject, and then he released. And then put CC on top of but, that's the CC, the B in fanboys. And then we've got he missed. Do you see how there's two subject verb pairs? That means it's a main clause. Let's jump back up to the other one. Put a S on Little John and released again. We know that's a subject verb pair up here. I went up one just to show you, okay? Little John released the arrow, but surprisingly missed. Now, surprisingly is an ly adverb, right? We know that. Missed the target. So notice there's no subject here. The difference is, but surprisingly missed the target. This one says, but he missed the target. So when you see that subject, that's going to be another main clause. Okay. So that's what you guys are looking for. So how about the next one? How about Emma do the next one here?
Robin was an outlaw, so he could not return home.
Okay. Which one do you think it is?
I think it's MCCCMC.
Good. You got that one. Good. Because we've got Robin as a subject. Was is the verb. CC is so. And then check it out. We have another subject, he, and another verb, could. So since there's another subject over here, that's correct. So where does the comma go? Uh-oh, she stepped away for a second.
The comma?
Yeah,
Mm,
there's the CC.
after outlaw?
After outlaw, good. And the last one, Liana, how about you do the last one here?
Robin was an outlaw but and couldn't not return home.
And could not return home. Okay, good. So we got subject Robin, verb was, CC and then verb. So what pattern does that follow?
Um, the MCC second verb.
Yes, good. That's right. Because there's no subject over here. So it follows that pattern. Okay, so that's what you guys are going to watch out for. Does it have a subject verb pair after the CC? Then it is. If it does, then you need a comma. All right, let's keep going. How about Dakota? Go ahead and read our sentences on page 93.
I welcome you to try countered the stranger with a twinkle in his eye. I'm happy to wait.
Okay, good. Yeah, it looks like they're kind of challenging each other. So countered means like when you oppose someone or you have an opposite opinion about something or you want to argue with somebody else, you counter. So countered the stranger. So they're having a little argument right here. And Dakota, this is bugging me right here. This is the wrong to wait. So what should it be there?
T-O.
Just TO. Good. That was the homophone. Might as well get that out of the way. Two
Um,
articles. Yes, go ahead.
were you guys frozen too?
No, you
Oh,
disappeared and then you came back.
yeah. You
That's
froze
weird.
for a minute and then I disappeared. And it said that something was wrong with your internet.
It was you.
Huh.
It wasn't me this time. That's so funny because you were asking me if my internet was going to be okay, and then how ironic.
Okay, give me a sec.
Okay.
Okay,
All right. How about we're on page 93 now. How about
yeah.
Dakota uh where are the wait, did you read the sentence? Or was it Liana? I'm trying to okay, it was Dakota. How about let me jump down to Emma. Where are the nouns?
Stranger, twinkle, and I.
Stranger, twinkle, and I as in EYE. Make sure it's the right I. But yes, that is correct. Pronouns, Esther. Where are the pronouns? There's only three.
Let me see. I,
The letter I, yep.
yeah. um, his?
That's going to be an adjective, so not
Oh,
his.
isn't it normally a pronoun?
It can be, but the
Okay,
way it's functioning here is telling whose I it is. Since it's telling whose, it makes it an adjective. But sometimes you're right. Sometimes it is a pronoun. It just depends on how it's functioning. So not his.
it's not his. Um, is it I'm?
The I, yes. The
Yeah, the
I
I and
and
I'm.
I'm. Yep, that's one. And there's one more.
Mm, hmm, let me see.
Actually, right here, it's you.
Oh,
You
wait,
is actually a pronoun.
right now? Isn't you always a I can't remember what it's called. But isn't you always one thing?
Uh, Sometimes it's like the subject of the sentence,
Okay.
but it actually is we don't see it very often, but it's because he's speaking. He's talking
Okay.
to, yeah.
That
So
makes
it,
sense.
yeah, so it's a pronoun here. So okay. Two adjectives. How about Liana? Where are the adjectives? So look for what describes the nouns.
Um,
So look at I. Whose I is it? Right
His?
before his. So if it's telling whose, that's an adjective. And then at the end, I'm happy to wait. Which one tells like how he's feeling?
Happy?
Happy. It's describing I. This is a little tricky. So yeah, we got this. All right. I'm going to come back to prepositional phrases, but let's look for the verbs next. This is a little tricky, Dakota, because there are two infinitives in here. Remember, if you have to something, to work or to run, those are infinitives. So don't count those as verbs, but there's only two verbs here. Sorry, there's three. Do you see where they're at?
With,
No, that's going to be a preposition. We're skipping that one. So we'll come back to that. So like
welcome,
at the beginning, what is I doing? I
welcome,
welcome is a verb. There's an ED word in here too. That's a verb.
countered,
Countered is a verb. Good. And there's one more, and it's part of a contraction, actually.
in,
Yeah, it's the M in I'm, because that's a contraction. So let's put an apostrophe in there. I'm is I am. So it's funny how these little words like that, they do a bunch of things. It's the pronoun and the verb am, and the I will be a subject as well. So it does do a lot. But those are the verbs. Let's find the subjects. How about Emma? Can you find who's doing these things? So who's welcome you to try?
I.
I is the subject here. And then
Stranger.
stranger, good. And
I again.
I in the word I'm, like I said,
Yes.
that's doing a bunch of stuff right there. So very good. Good job. All right. Now the main clauses, Esther. Remember, they have to have a subject verb pair. So you're going to
Yeah.
keep track of where those are. Actually, you know what? Before you do that, let's put in the quotation marks next. That'll help us find stuff. So where are the speaking parts, Esther?
Uh,
What part is he saying?
I welcome you to try to counter.
I welcome you to try, and then countered the stranger is like, that's
Oh,
how he
okay.
said it. Yeah, that's the attribution. So I welcome you to try, counted the stranger with a twinkle in his eye. What's the other
I'm
speaking
happy
part?
to wait.
Perfect. I'm happy to wait. So put quotation marks around that. Goes around, I'm happy to wait. All right. And then to Liana, how about you find the main clauses? So they're going to be subject, they're going to have subject verb pair.
Um,
So the first subject verb pair is I welcome. So what is that whole thing that he says right there?
I welcome you to try.
Yes, that's one main clause. I welcome you to try. Here's another subject verb pair, stranger countered. So what is that whole clause?
Would have countered the stranger with a twinkle
Keep going.
in his eye.
Yes, all the way to I. So countered the stranger with a twinkle in his eye. That's the whole main clause. And then what's the last one?
I'm happy to wait.
There you go. Yep, you got it. I'm happy to wait. All right. Now the prepositional phrases, Dakota. Now watch out for two. It's not going to be two because those are infinitives. So where are the two prepositional phrases?
with a twinkle,
Yep, that's one.
um,
It's actually right next to it.
in his eye,
Yeah, there you go. They're back to back with a twinkle in his eye. All right, next column, indent. That's pretty easy. You just put a paragraph symbol at the beginning to show you to indent. Capitals, I, and the I in I'm. Comma. Where are we going to put the comma, Emma? Where does that go?
Is it after try?
Good, yes, because that's what he says, and then the attribution. So you're right. It goes right after what he says. End mark is just a period. Oh, we already fixed the apostrophe too. Yay! So when you guys rewrite this, make sure you put the comma on the inside of the quotation mark and the period on the inside, okay? Like that when you write it down here. And that was a little awkward. That was a hard one because of the speaking parts. But you did it. Good job, you guys. All right.
Yay!
Yay, we survived grammar. Woohoo!
Now we have to move on to the weird paper thing.
Weird paper thing. Yeah, we're working on coconut crabs. So go ahead and get out from your front
Coconut
pocket. Yeah.
crabs.
Aren't we gonna read the other stories?
No, we got to move on. We have this is a big project. Let me check where we're at here. Oh yeah, so we haven't started this yet. So if we have time at the end of class, hopefully we have time, but this is a tough one here. So I'm going to say no for now.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, get out your big white paper. We set this up. We haven't done anything yet with it, but we're gonna work on it today. So you also need all your articles about the coconut crab. You should have A, B, and C.
Yep.
Good. All right. And we started, I think where we left off last week
Yep.
was right here. We started listing possible topics right here. That's where we left off. So we got to finish up that. Let me get my notes going here. We got body, diet, and strength. And then we decided, oh, that should be humans. I didn't spell that right. Is that what you guys have on your paper? Humans, coexistence?
Humans and crabs go existence.
Do you have body A, diet slash strength
Yeah.
A, humans slash coexistence A?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So those were the paragraphs in Article A that we read. Now that's where we left off. So now we have to go to Article B, source text B, which is on page. This is a lot of papers to keep track of, but hang in there with me. All right. This is page 121.
Yeah.
Got it? Okay.
1 minute.
Okay. You
Okay.
okay?
Found it.
Okay. Scared me for a second there. All right, this is Article B. I want you to first put a B in a box at the top because I really think it's important to be super organized. Remember how I told you last week, B is going to go with B here. So they have to match, right? So that's keeping ourselves organized. All right, so my table is not big enough, so I got to
Agreed.
for me.
My table is also not big enough.
Okay. When we're reading this, we're going to figure out what is this paragraph mostly about, and then we're going to label the paragraph, and we're going to finish our list of possible topics. That's what we're working on next. Whenever you're doing a research paper about something like this, and you have multiple things you're reading, you're taking notes on those articles to help you keep track. So this first sentence says, oh, and we were skimming, right? Didn't we learn how to skim last week?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to read the first sentence and then I'm going to skim. And that's when I just let my eyes go. And then I just pick out random keywords to see if I can figure out what this paragraph is mostly about. So the first sentence says, coconut crabs, which are crustaceans, have an exoskeleton and live on land. So when I saw that word exoskeleton, I'm thinking it's body. I'm thinking this is going to be about his body again. So now I'm going to kind of let my eyes see if that's true. I see like 3 feet from leg to leg. I see size of small dog, gills like fish, live alone, and claws. I'm kind of just letting my eyes kind of find words that go with the body. I think that is
Down
pretty
here
much.
on the second paragraph, it's talking about its diet.
Okay, good. You went ahead, but that's okay. Let's put body. And it talked a little bit about its habitat, right? Where it lives. So I'm going to put both body and that word is habitat. Habitat, habitat. That's basically telling like where it lives, like what kind of surroundings does it have. Okay, so we're labeling these. So let's see. Esther thinks the next one's about the diet. I think you're right. Look at that first 2 words there. The diet of coconut crabs includes fleshy fruits, seeds, and plant matter like leaves and the pith of fallen trees.
Pith? What's that?
Yeah, pith. Great question. It's basically like the dead leaves or dead
Okay.
twigs that fall off of trees. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird word, but that's a good question. Okay. I see omnivores. I see, what else do I see?
Organic material?
Stalking, organic material, stalking, crippling, consuming,
Cannibals.
cannibals, yes.
Mm.
Food like dirtied forks. So to me, this is like, I think you're right, Esther, diet, but a little bit about their behavior too, I think,
Okay.
right? Because it's talking about stalking and crippling and consuming a seabird. So I think I kind of want to put both like diet slash behavior.
Okay.
They kind of go together, like what it's doing to get its food. Diet slash behavior. That's at the bottom paragraph of 121. I know it goes a little bit more on the back, so let's flip over to the back. Oh, it's a lot more on the back. All right. Let's see. It does talk about its strength a little bit back here too, because it's talking about opening up a coconut. It's kind of hard to do. How about Esther, how about you read the first sentence of the next paragraph here where it starts with but mankind, and then
Okay.
read
Okay.
the first sentence and then skim and tell me what you think it's about.
Okay. But mankind might consider exercise more resistant with coconut crabs. Conversation is needed.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh, it's not conversation, it's conservation.
oh, close enough.
That's it. Yeah, you're okay. So what are some other words that you picked out here?
I um cannibals again.
Okay.
Predators,
I see humans a couple of times in there, like humans and
crabs,
people.
regret it. Navy doctor. It sounds like they're regretting touching the crabs.
I agree. I think it's like humans and their interaction with crabs.
Yeah.
Didn't we have that as a topic? Oh, yeah, we did. Humans,
Yeah.
coexistence. Yeah,
We see it again.
I see it again. Yep, let's put humans here. Like, I agree. Don't touch these crabs. Note to
I
self.
want it.
Now you want to. Of course. Is that what you said? I want to?
I wonder how they taste. I bet they don't taste like coconuts.
No, I don't think so. They eat coconuts, it sounds like. How
Yeah.
about Emma, how about you do the next one? Read the first sentence and pick out some words and tell me what you think that one's about.
Okay. People who handle adult coconut crabs often regret it. Yeah, I see.
Hmm.
Hangs onto anything. Pacific Islanders. Fingers
Mm-hmm.
clamped. Gently tickled, feathery material, size and strength, continue to
Yeah.
gain fame in print on the web.
What do you think? The first sentence mentions people. Do you think it's another one about humans, maybe? It's kind of a mix of stuff, huh?
It sounds like it's like
Wait,
what,
wait,
like
let Emma think. Let Emma think, okay?
Looks like what happens if people touch a crab?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's humans again. I think both of these paragraphs kind of go together. What were you going to say, Esther?
that's what I was gonna say.
Okay, perfect. I think
Also,
yeah, go
I
ahead.
have a question.
Mhm.
How many paragraphs are we planning on doing?
Well, I'll answer that in a minute. Okay, let's
Okay.
finish this up first. So go back to your possible topics. So now we have the first one
Topics.
was about the body. So I'm going to put a comma B because now we know it's in Article B too. We already
Okay.
have it listed here. We also put habitat. So I'm going to just write habitat down here. And that was in B, right? Because we put body slash habitat. That first paragraph had kind of both in it. Okay, and then we had diet behavior. That kind of goes with diet and strength right here. So we're going to put comma B for that. Even though we have the word behavior, that's kind of part of that. Actually, let's put behavior down here in case you want to talk about that in your paper. I'll explain what we're doing in a second. Okay, just hang in there with me. I know this is different. And then we did read about humans slash coexistence. That was also in Article B. So what we're doing is keeping track. We're taking notes here about what we're reading in each of these articles. So we have one more to go. Article B or Article C, sorry. Article C. That one is on page 123. Go to that one next. And you know what to do. Let's put a C at the top so we know it. This is C, even though it has it here. I just want to make it nice and big so I can see it. I don't have any questions about that. Okay. How about Liana? Read the first sentence and see what you think that paragraph is mostly about. And some
Um,
keywords in there. Go ahead and just start by reading the first sentence out loud.
Coconut crabs
Scavenge
savage, normally feeding on scrap, dead creatures, and
corpses.
with of other crabs. What is
Good. Corpses are dead bodies.
Oh,
That's what that means. So dead crabs, basically. So they scavenge. And then this word was nocturnally, meaning at night. So they scavenge at night and they eat dead creatures. Kind of gross. I don't think we want to eat these crabs because they eat dead things. So I do think it's talking about what they eat,
what they
but
kill too.
and what they kill. Yeah. So go ahead, Liana, and just kind of pick out some random keywords that you see in here and see if you think you know what that paragraph is mostly about.
Um, crabs carry. The crabs will carry their objects.
Okay.
Um,
I see omnivorous. That's like
mhm.
eating both
Plants
plant and
and
meat. Yep, you got it. What do you think? Can you tell already what you think it's mostly about?
I feel like it's what they eat and kill.
What they eat and kill? Yep, which is kind of the same thing as their diet. Because um they probably kill what they're going to eat, but they also eat dead things that are already dead. So we'll just call that one diet. All right, next one. How about Dakota do this one? Read the first sentence, pick out some key words. Once you know what it's about, just tell me what you think that we should label it.
Along with lobsters, shrimp, and insects, the coconut crab belongs to the group of animals known as
Crustaceans is that word.
crustaceans.
Uh-huh. And then kind of just pick out words and to see if you can figure out what this is about. And you can say them out loud as you see them. So
Um,
I see like the word exoskeleton and maybe like bodies and bones, multi-jointed legs.
maybe it's talking about its body.
I'm thinking so. And I see pinchers. Yep. I'm thinking it's talking about its body. I agree with that. Let's put body here. Good job. One more. We're almost there. All right, Eliana, I see you back on. So read the first sentence here and then pick out some keywords and tell me what you think that paragraph is mostly about.
Marine scientists point out that although adult crabs are certainly huge and formidable, younger crabs are at risk. A soft juvenile crab that has abandoned its shelter can be easily attacked and killed by rats and other crabs.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. So we're just skimming. You remember how we did that last year? So now from here, you're just gonna pick out random keywords and tell me what you think this is about mostly.
So this is like how they're at risk.
At risk. What's that word if an animal is at risk? What do you think that word is?
Like endangered or like
I think that's
endangered.
exactly it. Endangered. I think that's it. Good job. That means that they're at risk of going extinct. Remember, extinct is when they're gone. So if they're endangered,
Entire species is like all killed.
yeah, it's like getting smaller and smaller. So if they all disappear, then that's extinct. All right, so we're done with that one. We got diet, body, and endangered. All right, so now we're going to add, where's my pen? I lost my pen. Here it is. Body, we had that in C, and diet was in C, and then we have a new one, endangered. So I'm going to add this one here, endangered, and that's in C. All right, so hopefully that made sense. I know skimming is kind of hard to do. It's a skill that the more you practice that, the better you'll get at it. But let me just remind you, don't always skim everything because then you won't know what you're reading. Like if you have a book report or something, you don't want to skim the book. You're not going to really get the content of it. This is only when you're doing research. So when you're researching, and we're going to practice this with websites too, when you're doing a research paper, you go to the website and you skim, you try to figure out what is this talking about and is it good information for me? Can I use it? So we're just practicing that skill. Okay. That's why we're skimming. So now you've got a list of topics, and this is where we're going to pick the first topic. And this week, to answer your question from earlier, Esther, we're going to start with just one paragraph. We're taking our time on this project because we want to make sure, I know this is a new skill for some of you. So we're going to focus on the first topic only, and then next week we're going to do the second topic, okay? So the first topic, everybody's going to do the same one. I want everybody to circle body. we're choosing that to start off because we're going to explain what a coconut crab is in our first paragraph. Okay, so now the next step is it's in A, B, and C. Now I'm going to go over here to A because that's where we're going to start and go back to article A. Remember, they got to match. A and A go together. That's why we're labeling these things. Okay, this is page 119. And we decided on page 119 that the first paragraph was about body. I erased mine because I'm trying to keep mine clean for all my classes. So basically, this first paragraph is about the body. So our next step is to actually read the whole paragraph. So when you find your topic, you know what you're going to write about, then you have to read everything in that paragraph. So does anybody want to volunteer to read just this first paragraph of Article A? All right, Esther. As she's reading, you guys are looking for three. Oh, I forgot to do something here. On your outline next to Roman numeral 1, just put the word body. That's what we're focusing on is the body of the coconut crab. This paragraph might have other information in it, but you want to really focus on what is it saying about the body. So go ahead.
For the first paragraph, we're just focusing all about the body in A.
For right now.
Okay.
I'm going to show you what we're going to do in a minute, but go ahead and
Okay.
for right now, yes. So you guys are going to focus on at least 3 facts. So underline 3 interesting things about their body.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to start reading the first paragraph?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Coconut crabs are the largest land-dwelling crustaceans on Earth. They live on the island in the Indian and Pacific Oceans with an exoskeleton, a hard skeleton on the outside of its body. This bright-colored creature walks on many jointed legs and has 2 pairs of antennas, weighing up to 9 pounds, 4 kilograms. The span of these crab legs can reach up to 3 feet, 1 meter, which is a lot of crab meat. Similar to hermit crabs, coconut crabs live many years, 60 or more. However, if kept underwater for longer than an hour, coconut crabs, which are primarily lungs to breathe, will quietly drown.
Okay, good. So I kind of underlined some like brightly colored, many jointed legs. I could probably put that together as one fact. 2 pairs of antenna, that's another fact. They weigh up to 9 pounds. And then their legs can stretch 3 feet. So I just picked out some random facts, but they're all about their bodies, how much they weigh, how big they are, and what color they are. Okay, now go to A. Remember, A goes with A. And you look at the facts you underlined. I'm going to do the ones I underlined. Maybe yours are the same. But look at the facts you underlined and go ahead and list them here with your keywords. Remember, the rules are still the same. You have 3 keywords, numbers, symbols, abbreviations, all that stuff is free still. So go ahead and write down, I'm going to write down mine. I've got brightly colored, and I'm going to do jointed, and then maybe draw a leg. That's a leg. And I might do the plus above it, meaning many jointed. So many jointed leg. Okay, so you take a minute, go ahead and put down your facts. I'm going to do that too. I'm going to add one more. Because I think that's interesting that they live 60 or more years. So I just put live 60 plus years.
I have a question.
Okay, yes.
Are we allowed to look up facts about the coconut crab and use them in our papers?
No. Thank you for asking that, though. That's a good question. But for this assignment, no. We will be doing a
Okay.
research assignment later
Okay.
in the year where you will look up things about something. But for this one, we're only using A, B, and C. That's a great question, though. Thank you for that. All right. I'm going to pause you right there. If you're not done with your A, that's okay. I want you to open this up because you can finish this up during your homework time. Put the word body next to Roman numeral 1 under B and put body next to Roman numeral 1 under C. And on the fused, put body and then comma blank, comma blank. Now, your job this week is to read the paragraph, only the paragraph about the body in B, just like we did for A. Read the paragraph in B and find facts and list them here. Read the paragraph in C and find facts and list them here. And then for your fused, we talked about this last week, that is when you combine some of the facts. Remember, you guys are summarizing. So you're only telling some. You're going to have more than you need in A, B, and C, but you're going to take some from A. Like, let's say, I really like this about the brightly colored jointed legs. I would copy that here next to one like this brightly colored. I would copy that fact here. Plus jointed. This is my fact that I put, and then a leg. Okay. And
Okay,
then
so
hold on, Esther. Let me explain this. And then let's pretend that I have one here for 3 under B that I really like. I don't have it here yet, but pretend it's there. And I want to make sure that's going to talk about something more about his legs or their legs. I'm going to copy that here. Okay. So you're going to take some and you can mix them up, guys. Okay. Mix them up, but make sure the facts go together. Like if you're talking about your legs and you have 2 facts about the legs, put them next to each other on the fused. And then if you have a fact about like their antenna or how much they weigh, group together the facts here. So your fused is a combination of A, B, and C. And then you're going to only use your fused to write your paragraph. You're going to forget about A, B, and C. Once you have this made, this is what you use. Okay. All right. What's your question, Esther?
wait, we're only doing A though. That's right?
No, you're
No?
doing A about the body.
Okay.
B, you're going to do this part by yourself. You're going to go to Article B and read the paragraph about the body and do B. And you're going to do C. This is all for one paragraph. That's the thing. These are A, B, and C is not separate paragraphs. A, B,
Okay.
and C is separate articles, but it's still the same paragraph that you're going to write.
So we're gonna write the things for B and C because we already did A, and
Yeah.
then we're gonna smush them all into one paragraph.
You're going to smush them all into one outline called the
Okay.
fused. And then when you write your paragraph, you're only using the fused. You're going to
Okay.
not use A, B, and C.
That sounds good. Okay.
Because
That
what
makes
you're
more
doing
sense.
is collecting information from all your different articles, putting it into one outline, and then you're going to write with that one outline. So you're only writing one paragraph. The longest part about this project is taking your notes, basically. That's a good question. Anybody else have a question about that?
So the fused outline is just for the body?
Just for the body. Yep. This whole paragraph is focusing only on the body. And then next week we'll pick a different topic. So yes, to answer that question, it's only about the body. So as you're going to Article B, only look for information about the body. And when you go to C, only look for information about the body. Oh, one more thing. If you already wrote that it has 2 antennae and it's 9 pounds, Don't write the same fact here. Look for different facts. Okay, so in B and C, I want you to try to hunt for different facts in each article about the body. Does that make sense? So that you have a collection of all different facts about the body, and then you're going to combine them here in the fused, and it's all about the body, and then use that to write the paragraph. All right, you guys, I know that was a lot to take in. I did record this. If you need to go back and watch it again, you can. So your goal is A, B, and C and fused and one paragraph. That's your
Okay.
All right, you got this. It's going to be good, and then we'll talk about it next week, okay?
Yay.
Good job, you guys. Sorry for going late. See you next week. Have a good week, you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you next week.